Do you remember? Just 6 months ago, the Chancellor was warned that he was playing with fire, that he should consider slowing down his programme of cuts, or growth might not return to the British economy. That was the verdict of the global financial watchdog, the IMF. But now listen to their very different message.
6 months ago, we worried about growth in the UK not coming back, and we've been pleasantly surprised by the fact that it was stronger.
So much stronger that the IMF upgraded its forecast for the UK more than for any other major economy. And 2 surveys today showed business confidence at its highest level since the crash, and amongst manufacturers at its highest for almost 20 years. But the IMF has cut its world growth forecasts for the 6th time in less than 2 years, which is perhaps why George Osborne isn't dancing a jig.
It's clearly welcome that the IMF says the UK is growing more strongly than it was, and I think that shows that our economic plan is working and jobs are being created in this country. But the IMF also warns us that there are a lot of risks out there in the world economy, and that's why we've absolutely got to stick with this economic plan that is helping Britain turn the corner.
But Labour insists that Osborne's plan is precisely why the economy is still growing well below its historic levels.
The last 3 years, the economy has flatlined. That's why the deficit has not come down, but more importantly, is why families are worse off. And even now, the government's been complacent, saying their economy plan is working. For families, it's not working because they're worse off.
Ed Balls is also keen to point out that, like him, today's report says the government could borrow at historically low interest rates to build houses and invest in our infrastructure. And like him, the man from the IMF who warned the Chancellor is still refusing to back down.
It is a very good thing that growth is coming back. Now, I think that doesn't settle any of the issues we were discussing then, which is, was the pace of fiscal consolidation appropriate or not? Was it too fast? Was it too slow?
George Osborne was very careful today not to say, "I told you so." There's no doubt, though, that he thinks yet another of his critics has been silenced. Just one forecast of my own, though. Whoever's standing here in 10 or 50 years' time will still be able to report that there's a furious row going on about whether Plan A or Plan B was right. Nick Robinson, BBC News, Downing Street.